Hey guys, welcome back, and here's another episode of My Take. Today's going to be my take on immigration. So, I've got a lot to say about this, but we'll try to condense it as much as I can. So, we'll start at the beginning here. When Donald Trump took office originally in 2016, he passed a series of executive orders, executive actions, whatever, and got illegal immigration way, way, way down. As soon as Joe Biden comes in, he got rid of all those, like overturned them all within like the first couple of days. And as we all know, we have between 10 and 20 million illegal immigrants, and nobody really knows what the actual number is. Donald Trump comes into office again and puts the lie to everything that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris said during their, respective campaigns, right? Where, oh, well, illegal immigration is all Donald Trump's fault because, we can't do anything unless we have, this legislation, which Donald Trump blocked. Except it's one of those like sliver of truths, okay? So if you look back at Joe Biden's administration, right, he had two pieces of legislation that came through about immigration. The first one, if you remember, go read over it. It was basically backdoor amnesty, which is what all Democrats want. Regardless of what they say or how compassionate they're trying to, say they are, they want amnesty for all the illegal immigrants that they've allowed to come in. And they hope that because they're their champion, that all these illegal immigrants who will now be citizens will all vote Democrat. That's what they want. I don't give a damn what they say. That's what they want. No one could convince me otherwise. Okay? There's a bit more nuance to it. Some of them actually do have compassion, but at the core, that's what they want. So again, the first bill that went to get blocked was backdoor amnesty. Obviously, it got blocked. The second one, which is really where they're trying to say Trump blocked it, it hit the news that the biggest, hugest, funding for illegal immigration, border, whatever, $118 billion. It's the biggest bill of its kind ever. And Donald Trump told his cronies in the Senate and the House to block it, which he did. Because if you looked at it, it was $118 billion. $90 billion of that had absolutely not a damn thing to do with immigration. $60 billion of it was going to go to Ukraine. So go look over the dollar amounts. You'll be surprised. So yes, Donald Trump absolutely blocked that. But the lie is that the only thing they could do is through legislation. So Donald Trump comes into office again, right? And what happened? He put his executive orders back in place, I think with a few new ones, whatever. And right now, illegal immigration is like 99% of what it was, down from where it was. Didn't need legislation. I think he should do legislation, even though illegal immigration is already illegal. But they need to put something through Congress to solidify all of the executive orders that Donald Trump has done. Because they work. Okay? I'm all for immigration. Donald Trump is all for immigration. Legal, done the right way, immigration. You can work towards making that process easier, right? And that's all well and good, but you've got to stop the flood, which Donald Trump has done. He stopped the flood, and now he's targeting, this is the second half of this conversation, he's targeting getting rid of people, starting with the worst, okay? Now, Tom Homan and others, they've been asked the question like the gotcha question. What about somebody who just came in illegally? They haven't done anything else. They're here illegally. They've broken a law. Crockett, I think it was, said that crossing the border isn't a crime. It's a civil crime. No, it's a criminal crime. Okay, just coming here illegally can get you kicked out. Now, that's not what he's doing. He's finding, the bad people, the murderers, the rapists, drug cartel, gang members, and all that. And if others happen to get caught up in those raids, well, then that's what happens. Okay? If you're here illegally, you're going to get sent back. Okay? So my suggestion for all illegal immigrants who are not criminals, don't hang out with criminals. Don't get caught up in those raids. They're not coming for you, but if they find you, they're going to take you. Okay? And that's the point. it is a crime. You're here illegally. You should not be. You should be here legally. So don't don't do anything to make yourself seen. You know what I'm saying? So now in the news, you got this Kilmar, Abrego, Garcia. I think I said that right. And then you have Mahmoud Khalil, I believe his name is. And those are the two big cases that we're dealing with right now. And so the first one, Kilmar, Abrego, Garcia. I bet you the Democrats could wish they could take back support for that, man. They keep backing the wrong horse over and over and over again. So he is a Maryland man who is married to an American woman and has kids with her. And he got caught up in one of the raids, and he got sent to El Salvador because he is twice identified as an MS-13 gang member. He actually went to a judge and said, "Hey, I'm afraid of rival gangs in El Salvador killing me, so please don't deport me to El Salvador." So a judge said, "Okay, sure." And they stamped it. So you just said you're afraid of rival gangs, meaning that you are in a gang. Now, like I said, he got caught up, he got deported. It was a mistake. The Trump administration has said, yep, that was a mistake. We didn't realize that he had already had this other court hearing. And hopefully they take steps to remedy, that happening again. But he's already there. He's in El Salvador. He's in another country. He's an El Salvador citizen. And now I think the Supreme Court has said that they want Trump to facilitate his return. He's in another country. You're basically trying, as the U.S. Supreme Court, to order another country to give us one of their citizens that they have now taken custody of and arrested. Probably not going to happen, but you're going to tell Trump that he's breaking law or, ignoring a judge's order. It's not his decision. You might as well order me to facilitate frickin' Elon Musk launching a rocket tomorrow. Not my rocket. Not my company. Can't do shit. All right? And when I said before that I bet you the Democrats wish they could take it back is because now everything else is coming to light. So, first, they didn't realize that he had basically twice identified through, of course, his lawyer saying, hey, give me asylum because of rival gang members, that he is an MS-13 gang member. But also now comes out the police reports where his wife, who is now supporting him and wants him back and all that, filed restraining orders because of domestic violence. Black eyes and beating her up and such. That's who you're supporting. That's who you want to be returned to his wife and family, is somebody who beats her up. Not a good look. The other guy, Mahmoud Khalil. I'm trying to put the right emphasis on that. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anybody's name. So if I say anybody's name incorrectly, it's not on purpose. It's just, it's not a dig. If it's a dig, I'll definitely let you know. Anyway, Mahmoud Khalil. He was here on a student visa to Colombia. Apparently he's not going to Colombia anymore. He just goes there to protest and hand out Hamas material. Yep. You're getting picked up and your visa's getting revoked and you're getting sent back to wherever the hell you come from. As you should. Coming here to the U.S. is a privilege for anybody not a citizen. So it is a privilege for you. It is not a right. And you are not an American citizen, so you do not have American rights. You got some rights, they're not the same. Okay? And everybody's wanting, all these constitutional rights. It's like, he doesn't have the same constitutional rights. He's not a citizen. Okay? And then that's just the way it is. Apparently there was another female, I do not know her name, and she was picked up for roughly the same thing. Guys, you support Hamas, or Al-Qaeda, or, anybody else who's a terrorist organization, Hezbollah, the Houthis, yeah, you should be, out of our country and returned. And it makes no sense why certain people are backing them. So, what was another case I just saw in the news? That judge that got arrested for facilitating the attempted escape of another illegal immigrant. And she wound up getting arrested. And everybody's hailing her and, some kind of a hero. And I hear specifically females There's a reason why I'm saying specifically females. But specifically females, championing and chanting at the protests that he needs to be released and she needs to be released and she's such a hero and all that. And everybody forgets why this particular individual was in her particular courtroom on that particular day. I just said particular 3 times, 4 technically. He was there for domestic violence. So all you women who are championing her as a big hero, helping facilitate his attempted escape, because he got caught. I don't get it. Domestic violence. Okay? Doesn't make sense. Kind of like when you're looking at all the protests against Israel, free Palestine and 2-state solution. They don't want a 2-state solution, by the way, but that's another video. I'm specifically saying, going against your best interests, like females, supporting a domestic violence guy. You got gays for Palestine. Bro, they throw you off a roof. They would throw you off a roof just for being gay. That's it. And women supporting Hamas. Do you know how they treat women? I mean, that's not Islam. Look at Iran in the 70s. Go look at pictures of females in Iran in the 70s, and you'll see what I mean. It's not the religion forcing them to treat women like dirt. But hey, you go support them. I suggest you take a vacation, not to the Gaza Strip, because you'd probably be killed, okay? Honestly, for the way you dress, the way you act, your outspokenness, they would kill you, or flog you, beat you, stone you, whatever. I suggest going to another, I don't even know which country you could go to, but I'm sure you could go to a country, look at how the women are treated, and you'll realize you're backing the wrong horse, okay? I'm not digging Islam. Like I said, look at Iran in the 1970s, okay? Totally different scene, I just am against the treatment of people like that in general, okay? People should not be treated like that. It's just the thing. So anyway, I kind of strayed a little bit. I'll probably make another video dealing with my take on the Hamas and Israel Iran situation, or it might not. These videos are just what comes to my head at the time, what happens to be on the news that I feel like I would like to respond to, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I believe in immigration. I just believe immigrants should come here the right way. I'm super happy with everything Trump has been doing. Like I said, he's going after the worst people first. However, if anybody happens to be an illegal immigrant and gets caught up in the raid, you're getting deported. But he's not specifically targeting you. So all the people saying, "Oh, he's going," what about the people who pick your berries and and the maids and all that? He's not targeting them right now. But if, say, they're living with somebody who's a murderer or a rapist, yeah, you're going to get caught up in the raid and you're going to get deported. So I'd suggest disassociating yourself. So that's all the time I got for today. Maybe I'll make another one, and we'll see. All right, see you guys later. Well, like and subscribe. Thanks.